But have you guys ever had like in like a much not obviously you're probably still kids when it happened, but like ever had your siblings like tattle on you in like a major way? Not like a he broke the thing or what, but like in like a I fucked up, like I went to this party, now I'm fucked up because they told on me
I did not.
Wait,
I
one more time.
in a big way. Like if you saw them having drugs or like drinking beers.
No, I never told on my brothers for that kind of stuff. I remember because I think by that age that I found like drugs, I was like, all right, I kind of get it. I'll probably be, whatever. I did definitely like basically cry when I found out my brother was smoking cigarettes, and like my parents definitely weaponized me as like the innocent child to make my brother feel guilty about it, because they
Yeah.
would tell me about it and then be like complaining to my brother, and then like throw me in, give me the ball, and be like, "Oh, what are you doing now? If you it's gonna kill you, what are you doing now?"
Yeah, and what do you do now?
Exactly. So
Dude, I got mine was only nicotine and from my sister, and it was not like it wasn't even a big thing. I think by the time I was doing nicotine, like my brother caught up with me maybe 6 months after. So no, not
you don't have a big age gap, a big enough age gap for it to be like, I guess with your sister, then like if your sister when she was like 8, I don't know, if you were smoking a cigarette at like 15, your sister might have been like, "Mommy."
Yeah. Yeah, and my mom caught us for cigarettes, I think, for the first time I was 16. I just blamed it on everyone else that was with me.
You were such a dude. You were such a heavy blamer when as a young Bobby.
I was the biggest blamer, dude. But, like, it worked out, because I would have people at my house, and then I wouldn't get in trouble for, like, the cigs or the booze, because I'd be like, yo, you got to take the blame. Like, if you want to have fun at my house, you just got to know it's Russian roulette, and that first name that comes to my mind, whoever did not help me finger a girl last night, you're getting the blame, dude.
Yeah, and people would be guessing in your basement, being like, "Fuck." It was last time we were at this party. I had gave him the math homework like 3 days before that, so he didn't name my name. But like, I haven't let him cheat off me in a while, so like, I don't know. Maybe I'm up.
Yeah,
But-
we'd be in my garage. My mom would come home, her entire bottle of vodka gone in water bottles. Whose was it? Just looking around for the person that wasn't there, that like went to go, smoke outside or something. Yeah, it was him.
Yeah.
It was Richie Rich most of the time. Let's be real.
I mean, also you would also pick like a designated like out of favor already with your mum person.
Yeah.
Whoever just dig that grave deeper, because it's like, why ruin another kid's reputation when
Yeah.
like, your mum already thinks he's a bad influence piece of shit,
Yeah, I still got like 2 kids that could never come back with my mom from their own doing. And then at that age, like still to this day, if something's wrong, I'll be like, well, you know who I was with? Fucking so-and-so. Connell, were you ever got in big trouble from your sister?
I never would tell. I was good at that. I remember my brother being drunk. I saw my brother had nicotine or like packing lips and stuff in high school. I knew my sister had a fake, and I saw her get caught, and I was like, "Hey, you're welcome." I never told them that I didn't tell them. Like I didn't even do that. I was.
Yeah, but your brother was younger, dude. If you snitch for nicotine on your younger brother, that makes you the lamest person in the world.
Like, well, yeah, exactly.
Jesus. Dude,
Like,
that's a beta grams move.
Dude, I think if your dad would call you a pussy if he'd be more mad at you for being a pussy than for your brother with nicotine.
Yeah. I do remember my mom would call me. She would think that I was drunk. She accused me of being drunk or high at least 4 or 5 times when I wasn't. And like, I'd get really mad at that. She like one time I'm playing video games, like high school, and she's like, "Your eyes are red. Are you doing weed? Are you on drugs?" And like a couple times I like forget to call her before 11 p.m. to like say I'm sleeping over at a friend's house. I'd call her at like 11:30. She'd be like, "Are you drunk? Is that why you were late? Is that why you were late to call me?" I was like, "No." And the sad truth was I wasn't, because I'm such a fucking pussy. So I was never actually drunk or high. Actually, no, one time. The first time I ever got high, I was high in front of her when she did ask me, but I was like, I don't know.
Dude, I remember going to the fucking being like bringing bringing a big jacket, like my dad's big jacket, so I could fit the bag of Cheerios because we were like an ingredients household and didn't have snacks. Bringing the bag of Cheerios and like a full thing of like chocolate milk to go to the fucking heath, which is like the local forest, like woods, and being like, "No, I might get hungry, Mom. I might need Cheerios just in case I'm hungry." What do you fucking mean, Mom?
Mom, I saw the commercial. There was tons of colors.
Yeah, exactly.
It ruled. The commercial ruled.
I was like, that was the most obvious thing ever, bringing like a fully stocked chocolate milk and munchy things. I remember my first time having friends over after we'd gotten high, and I'd kind of been peer pressured. Like, I was the hangout house too for my friends, and like my friends had pressured me to be like, "Oh, we'll just smoke and then we'll go back when we're not high." And then I was still definitely very fucking high, like 3 hours after the fact. Going back home, I'm being like, "All right, guys, Teddy, you're good. You look good. All right, you look fine. You can talk to my parents. Everyone else upstairs the attic right fucking now. All right, Mom."
My mom would check on my backpack before I would leave. Only a couple times, actually. I wouldn't. Though she wasn't always the time, but like occasionally she would like, "No, you leaving? Hold on, why are you leaving? Let me see. What do you have in there?" And I was just like, pillow and a blanket and GameCube controllers."
Dude, this one time my mom she was like stopped. I guess saw something was kind of weird, and like I was incredibly stressed, and was like, "Hey, like what's going on?" And then we were like in my doorway, and half my friends are already upstairs, and I just fucking bolted out the house. I just ran down the streets with all my friends still in my house. Couldn't be more obvious.
Oh my god! Wait, for what? Being high or drunk?
Hi, I didn't care about being drunk. Like, I don't know, that didn't worry me. Like, my mom, I wouldn't get in trouble for that.
Yeah, dude, my mom wanted me to, just kind of like Connell's mom. My mom would ask all the time, and I was never high. I actually told my mom when I was high for the first time last summer, because I got so high the night before, and she was asking me to do some favors for her when I was staying at her house. She was like, "Why are you acting like a fucking idiot this morning?" And I was like, "Because I'm high." And then she had that moment of being like, "Whoa, you don't do that." You know?
You know, that's just the mom. Like, she has no idea what else to say, so it's just instinctive, like parent over regular human thing that she immediately go, "That's not. You don't do that." Like,
Yeah.
I had, but the guy who smoked me up the first time, the first time I ever smoked was from a big, like, huge bong. Still to this day, the biggest bong I ever seen. It's like about as tall as, you guys have both been in my place, about as tall as my desk, which is pretty big for a bong in general. Probably not the biggest you guys have seen or whatever, but like that's the first thing I smoked out of. And then that guy, he would just get high all the time. And then he, like, one time was like, called me up. He's like, "Yo, I'm coming over to your house. We're gonna smoke." I'm like, "No, I can't. What do you like? I can't do that." He's like, "Yeah, I'm in your neighborhood, about to walk in." And it's like, it literally, again, it's just like a Breaking Bad when, like, she finds, like, Walt's phone, and he's just like running out. I'm like I'm trying to sneak but run out of the house to, like, catch this guy walking in my neighborhood to be like, "Dude, you can't go in here. I can't have you here. They don't even know who you are. I've never said that I've hung out with you ever."
You start screaming for your own mom. Mom, this guy's trying to bring drugs into our house.
And my mom goes, "Well, I'm Skylar White, yo." "I'm Mrs. White, yo."
Connell, you still believe that your parents never did any drugs, right?
No, my mom has admitted that she's smoked weed in college. My dad has never told me. I obviously think he has, but he's never said it to me.
Yeah, does he ever hit you with it's the 80s?
Well, he has hit me. He's hit me with the one thing I remember about my dad in terms of like cigarettes and alcohol is like his thing was, I'll do like a cigar a year. Maybe I'll do like one cigar a year. That's kind of when that's what I'll do. And that like because I'm a fucking dumb person. That's like in my head whenever I see someone smoking in general, especially at that time in like middle school and high school. It's like cigar equals weed equals cigarette. Like I don't know the difference because I'm so dumb. So I'm like, oh, so once a year. And that's only because he's allowing it because he's an adult. Okay, so once a year then. Like in my head, I'm going once a year when I'm an adult, I can do that.
You see someone smoking a second cigarette, and you're like, hold on.
You can buy 2 of those. They sell them in like a 2-pack.
I got told that was a once a year situation.
Yeah, I thought a cigarette lasts you 1 year. I thought that's what it is.
Dude, I caught my dad smoking cigarettes for the first time when I was 11, and I held on to it until I was 16 when I needed it and got in trouble. I did that with my dad twice, dude. I found out my dad got arrested when I was 17. When I got arrested at 20 for the same thing, pulled that card out. Like, I was always so good at fucking keeping receipts on my dad like that. So when he would hit me with the worst line ever, the "I'm just disappointed" line, I'd have just the thing to shut him down immediately.
Didn't that just get him more mad?
No, dude, it worked. I mean, like, granted, the arrest thing all happened over text, but yeah, like, basically, he was yelling at me how disappointed he was with me because I broke into my grandparents' house and slept there with my girlfriend when I was like 16, and the cleaning ladies found out, and then we're sitting there. And, like, I think I was crying, dude. I was such a fucking pussy. And he was like, "I'm so disappointed in you." And I was like, well, at least I'm not killing myself every day with cigarettes, Dad.
Oh, my dad hit me with a bad one this past year where, because I don't know if it's, you guys know, I got arrested for smoking weed in college. And, like, my dad has never talked to me about it. He's never said he's never even said I'm so disappointed in you. He's like it's just not spoken of. And then like this past year, my sister is like openly smoking, and I don't hate her for it. I'm just saying like she openly will like walk when she's home from college. Will like go out and smoke something.
Like weed.
And like weed, yeah.
Yeah.
But she'll like again, it's kind of like not mentioned. And then like we're at the dinner table this past whatever it was, and like. For some reason, like my younger sister, who's in middle school, is like, yeah, well, blah, 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 smoking weed. Somehow weed's on the topic. And like my girlfriend's, right, not my girlfriend, my fucking sister's husband now.
Freudian slip.
Well, because I was thinking boyfriend, girlfriend, then I was like, no, fiance. I was like, no, it's husband, because I just haven't said my sister's married. I keep forgetting that my sister's married. But they were like talking about weed, and my I guess my brother-in-law now. Like, I've never said that. My brother-in-law was like, yo, you know, I can tell if you have. I can tell if you've been smoking. And like, blah, blah, blah. They're like, have you ever smoked weed? Like, he's doing like state trip. Have you ever smoked weed? Blah, blah, blah. And like, I just like chime in to be like upfront and honest. I was trying to like diffuse the situation because they were coming at my sister a little too hard. And I know what it's like in that spot at the fucking dinner table, especially when your fucking family is 6. And they're like all pressured, and all the eyes are on you. Like, you smoke weed? Or you know anyone who's smoking weed? Are you done?
She was Malcolm in the middle.
Yeah, and I was trying to help her. I was like, I have. I'll admit that. I don't care. And my dad, like, the first time he ever broke the silence about mentioning it, he goes, "Oh, we know." And then like it's just like an
killer lines. That's killer.
And I was like, Dad, my sister's out every single night smoking on the fucking porch. I would never dream of that. I have so much shame. And you're doing this to me, man? We don't talk about Bruno at all with this bitch smoking Bernie Bruno, as I call her. But
of course you didn't actually hit with that. You just nodded your head in shame.
I laughed. I laughed it off. I was like, and everyone kind of laughed a little bit, and they were like, yeah. And then I went back to my sister. I was like, man, sorry, I tried to help. Now I just got insulted for fucking now I just shit on myself. Thanks.
Dude, is your dad Hans Kim? Because he fucking murders you, dude.
Dude, Sunday night, 6 p.m., the Giants are playing, family dinner. My dad would just murder.
My dad would make me want to murder myself.
Dude. That is a classic. The funnier, the less like a dad can say in a line, the funnier it is.
Yeah, because the less you can say and yet have everyone understand it is like the funniest joke ever.
Yeah.
And like that's also how I kill at family dinner too. So if anything, it like pumped me up. I was like, all right, you want to go, dude? You want to go? All right, it's on. And dude, I got like a good solid 2 other like family cackles out of that family dinner, because I was on it. I was pretty quiet until then, and he was like, oh, you're gonna get me with that? All right, fine. I'm gonna fucking call some other people out. So, but in a nice way, Father. I'm gonna show you how it's done. Let's all poke fun in a nice way. All right, Daddy.
Oh yeah, it'd be funny if you just went like fucking Super Saiyan and we're just like, oh yeah, well like this other sister cuts herself. You haven't seen that, Dad? You haven't seen that?
Yeah.
You don't even see your own daughter's cutting herself, Dad? You're gonna call me out on that?
My sister's like, Dad, I'm fine. No, I don't do that.
My little cousins do
No,
salvia.
I literally saw you in the kitchen the other day with a knife. Yeah, I was making peanut butter and jelly. Okay, sure. Yeah, why are they red on your hands? Because there was jelly.